On June 12, 2026, the floor of the Nasdaq erupted as SpaceX completed the largest public offering in stock market history. The company raised $75 billion in its initial debut, pushing its total market valuation past $2 trillion. This financial peak is a massive leap from the company's origins. When Elon Musk founded the venture, he estimated they had less than a 10% chance of surviving, let alone reaching orbit. In the years since, his engineers achieved what the industry considered impossible: landing and reusing orbital rocket boosters. Today, they launch more rockets than any other nation or company combined. Despite that dominance, Musk actively resisted taking the company public for over 2 decades. He argued that subjecting SpaceX to Wall Street would force the team to prioritize quarterly profits over engineering milestones. Those short-term financial expectations directly conflicted with his ultimate multi-generational goal of colonizing Mars. So why did a company that spent its entire existence avoiding the stock market suddenly execute the largest IPO on record? By 2025, the scale of SpaceX's operations outgrew what private capital markets could support. The first major driver was Starlink. Deploying thousands of satellites to build a global internet network requires continuous investment in physical infrastructure, like ground stations and communication towers. The second driver was the massive Starship version 3. Following its successful test flight, building a complete operational fleet of these heavy-lift vehicles demanded vast new resources. As both of these megaprojects matured and proved their technical viability, early investors applied mounting pressure to finally list the company on the public exchange to access liquid capital. The public listing was a mathematical necessity to fund the physical hardware required for the next phase of spaceflight. The night before trading began, SpaceX officially priced its shares at $135. At market open, demand pushed the starting price to $150, followed by a 19% surge. Trading concluded near $161, cementing the $2 trillion valuation. Internally, this massive influx of capital instantly minted thousands of new millionaires among SpaceX employees who held early stock options. This stacked area chart illustrates Elon Musk's net worth. Stakes in Tesla and XAI were massive, but SpaceX provided the remaining equity. When the valuation surged, the combined assets pushed his fortune over the line, making him the world's first trillionaire. The numbers on the board show that the public markets were pricing in something highly specific: a functional monopoly on the modern space economy. Operating as a public entity introduces a significant complication. SpaceX must now continuously answer to financial critics and public shareholders. Those critics point out distinct vulnerabilities. Sustaining a $2 trillion valuation relies heavily on uninterrupted global growth for Starlink, alongside massive ongoing government defense and exploration contracts. Regardless of the skepticism, the company has completed its transition from a rogue startup into the foundational public institution of modern orbital logistics. The $75 billion in fresh capital has a specific destination. SpaceX plans to deploy it directly into accelerating Starship development and funding actual physical missions to the Martian surface. The market is placing a collective wager on humanity becoming a multiplanetary species. Public capitalism has finally and fully funded the massive financial runway required to reach Mars. The only remaining hurdle is execution.